right, welcome back to Rusty's Guitar. Today we're going to talk about how to improve our guitar playing in 10 minutes. And notice how I said our guitar playing, because everybody can get better. The things I'm going to show you today is what I strive to get better at, and I will for the rest of my life playing this instrument. So let's get right to it. The first thing that's so crucial, and I'll just name all three of them that we're going to talk about today, is muting, bends and vibrato, and timing. Those are the three just crucial things. No matter where you're at with theory and all the scales and notes and chords you play, these three main things are to help you control the notes you're playing and just how much of yourself you put into the notes you're playing. So just as an example, right there, I'm muting in a way that I have my palm resting on the guitar here. I'm muting some with my hand here, so I can rake the strings and only get the notes I want to pop out when I want them to. So right there again, I'm hitting all the strings, but only the notes I want to pop out. And again, just my palm muting is a big part of that, but just as much is what's going on with my left hand here. I'm laying down my fingers or thumb or whatever it takes to mute the other strings that I don't want to be heard. So I don't have to be so precise when I play a scale. To play that just something that it is simple. To play it without muting, I can't even begin to do it. I guess I subconsciously just do this stuff over the years of playing and watching other players do the things they do to get the sound they get. I mean, a perfect example is Stevie Ray Vaughan. He juiced and got every ounce of juice out of every note he played. He put his whole self into the notes he played. I'm not even going to try to attempt some of the stuff that he does, but he was a master at muting and stuff. He hit the notes and it just so I'm hitting all six strings were getting hit there, but I only had the notes that I wanted to ring out. And some of this stuff doesn't happen overnight, but you have to have some degree of muting, especially, again, getting to the next part of this is bending and vibrato. So I didn't just bend the note, I raked the strings as I bent it to give it just a more dramatic effect. If you're going to practice something, the notes you play are important, but the way you attack them is just as important as the notes you play. You have to have some degree of controlling, especially at high volumes and all the tones that we like to have as we're playing. They're usually pretty aggressive, but even just some quieter, smoother stuff. I have to be able to rake those strings to get that kind of attack. So that's a huge thing to practice on, you know, bending a note up to where you want it, the tone you want. So that one I want to get up to the E note. But as you have it up in the air, let it relax a little bit. And again, I've done this. I unconsciously have done it, or subconsciously, I should say. But my index finger and hand are always, they're resting on almost a 45-degree angle. And I don't know why it ended up to be like that, but. So you have control over the vibrato when you have something that, an anchor point, I should say. And again, my hand is just resting on the neck, and I can kind of control the vibration. It's not this with or up and down like that. It's a controlled pivot, basically. So that is such a huge part of my playing. Probably most every guitar player has a huge control over their strings and volume, and the strings that they hit with their muting and their bends and vibrato. It all just links into one thing. And along with that is timing. Timing has everything to do with just all the simple stuff I even just played here. So, you know, when you're practicing, it's so important. Just keep that groove with your whole self. Just as you're playing the notes you're playing, just have that groove in mind. And again, these elements right here go into most everyone's playing to some degree, but this is so important. And I would say more than any of them is the muting of that, because you can control. You know, I don't know a lot of deep theory scales at all, but the notes I play, I need to be able to control them. I'm going to leave you with that. Just been a blast again hanging out with you guys. I'm going to go over some more stuff with the pentatonic scale, minor and major pentatonic scale, and how they relate to the stuff we just talked about. But again, just as you practice, get good at controlling the strings and the guitar, and you'll move forward and enjoy the instrument a lot more. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and we'll talk to you on the next one.